Alrighty, today we are looking at some AI upscaling using AMD's Fidelity FX Super Resolution. Here it is. Alright, I will include a download link in the description below for it. So I'm using this instead of NVIDIA's... I can't remember what NVIDIA's is called. Something super resolution, I think. I don't know. NVIDIA has one. You need approval to use it. That may have changed, but last I checked, you needed approval. And it only works on NVIDIA's hardware. AMDs works on NVIDIA and AMD hardware. It's open source as well, and it's free to download. So I'll be using that one today because that just sounds nicer to me. So once you've downloaded it and installed it, you just drag and drop it into your plugins folder. Then what you can do is you can go ahead and in here we can grab, where is it rendering? There it is, FSR. So this is my Black Mesa project. It has ray tracing on. Originally it used baked lighting, however I've disabled baked lighting now, so all of this is running in real time. Which is not a good setup for this. As you can see, my frame rate counter, we're getting 40-ish FPS. 40, 50, 30. I can't make this project perform any worse, mainly because I did optimize it for games, so it actually is running better. But that'll have to be a baseline. Now, if you're seeing this performing poorly, AI upscaling and better hardware is not the first thing you should do. You should try and squeeze as much performance out of it by optimizing materials, optimizing models, and optimizing lights. For example, this scene runs at 120 FPS with baked lighting, and you can't tell the difference. In fact, I think it looks a bit nicer with baked lighting. There is absolutely no reason that we need to have all of these lights dynamic, and even if you have lots of lights dynamic, there's no reason you need all of them to cast shadows. But for this case in point, we will be using this as our terrible example. So once we have the plugin enabled, it's quite easy to get started. We use console variables, so you may want to add these in a blueprint to automatically start up when you start up the project if you want, and I'll show you how to do that towards the end. But the first project variable we need, there's like a thing flying around here, is our Fidelity FX FSR enabled. So I'll put that on screen. So it looks like that. So I simply type that in, which I've typed in previously. It's the first one up here. Enabled, and then we put 1 on the keyboard to enable it and 0 to disable it. So I'm going to hit 1 on the keyboard, and we're not going to notice much of a difference. We're still 40 FPS. That's fine for now. Next, what we're going to be doing is using the screen percentage. So that is r.screen percentage. Here we go. And a value. So from, I guess, 100 being the full resolution and thus no upscaling, to say 1% of the screen is rendered and the rest is AI upscaling. Hit enter. Now you're not going to notice the difference now because it only works in play mode. So when we hit play, we're going to get So this is what the AI thinks. Obviously this is an extreme example. This, we've rendered 1% of a 1080 screen, and the AI is trying to give us 99% of our image. Not ideal, but it's working. So we can go a bit more, like say 50%, and we get this result. So straight away we're at 80 FPS now, so we have clawed back a bit of performance. It's not even, so if it's like your performance is like, don't halve your screen percentage and expect double the frame rate. It doesn't quite work like that. However, looking around here, we are running at a comfortable 60, 70, 80 in some instances. If I stare at this wall, we're getting 120. However, it is a bit blurry. So, AMD's own recommendations on this AI upscaler is you should not go below 50%. So, for a quote-unquote ultra quality, they recommend 70%. For a pretty decent quality, they recommend 65%. For a balanced quality, they recommend 60%, and for the maximum performance, they recommend 50%. So if I try like 65 and have a go with that, as you can see, things are looking a bit better, not as many artifacts. Now, we do have a few more options to squeeze a bit more out of this. Our first one is floating point numbers. I am confused as to why this is not enabled as default, as apparently it improves performance without any additional downsides, so why that is not enabled in the first place, I do not know. But we're going to type in this command, Fidelity FX FSR, use floating point 16 or FP16, and we're going to set that to 1. And let's see if that gives us any bit more. I think that has given us a few more frames. Now, there is apparently using DirectX 11 on some NVIDIA GPUs causes problems. If that is you, then you can use this command, setting it to 1 like that. Will apparently fix those problems, though it doesn't quite say why. Next we have a adaptive sharpening filter that sharpens it after upscaling. This is something we will be using. That is R Fidelity FSR RCAS enabled. And according to their documentation, this is a simple contrast-based sharpener, and this does it after it has been. This happens after the upscaling. If I enable that, that should help. I can't tell. We can increase the sharpness. So that is with this command. So R Fidelity FX FSR RCAS sharpness. So don't worry if you have to try and remember this, but it's all in the link for the download. So that should be maximum sharpness. I reckon that's actually pretty decent. Can we get away with a lower screen percentage? 25%. Oh, that could be like its own style of game. However, that is probably not what you're looking for. Bully to that. There's a few others going down the list. There's some HDR only stuff, some stuff for film grain effects, which this project does have, so I should probably move that, and a few other things. This project is using, like I said before, ray traced reflections, so this works perfectly fine with NVIDIA's Unreal's implementation of DirectX 12 and ray tracing, and does work, as far as I believe, in NDisplay, which is pretty cool. So if you just need a bit of extra performance out of your project or anything like that on the LED screen or some sort of real-time mocap or something like that, this I think is a fantastic method, and it's open source, for doing so. And I would be keen to seeing as it is open source, I'd be keen to see it implemented into some other other programs. It'd be cool to see this in, say, Blender's Eevee, or even Cycles, I guess. Yeah, Blender's Eevee, or VR, maybe. I think there's quite a few cool options for this. Alrighty, so I've just now realized I missed a step. I never showed you how to set this up to run at runtime. So I'm going to quickly do that. So what we need to do is create a new blueprint actor. I'm going to call this super resolution, like so. Then I'm simply going to, popped up on the other monitor, put that here, there we go. I'm going to go into the event graph, and I'm going to just use the event begin play. I'm going to type console, and we have this option to execute console command. So now if I grab first we're going to grab the enabled console command and run it, just to be on the safe side, like so. And then I'm also going to grab it, and I'm going to paste in the where is it? The screen percentage one. like so. Now, to keep these things easy, what we're going to do is we're actually going to grab an append node. Append, I think, drag out of this. Append, there it is, append. So I'm going to type the command up here, but get rid of the number. Make sure to leave the space. That's very important. Leave the space. Now, I'm then going to create a new float variable. I'm going to call this screen percentage. Make it a float. And I'm going to make it public. And then I'm going to drag it off, or actually make it integer, because I think we have to keep it integer, so leave it as integer. There we go. I'm going to drag it off, I'm going to get it, and then I'm going to plug it in here. So we're going to convert integer to string, like so. Compile, save. Now I can drag it into the world. So I now have this option for a screen percentage, so I can type a value here, so let's say 80%, and it should just work. That looks pretty decent. If I type 1%, so we know it's working, and yep, we get this mess of a, I don't know how to describe this, it's trippy though. Perfect. So that then runs this command. So that'll run this command. This append node is going to turn our integer here into the correct code and run that as well, and that's going to happen every time we hit play, whether that's in end display, whether that's in a like a game, a compiled game I should say, or whether that's just in the editor here. That will run when we hit play. Awesome. I could try, let's try 5 instead. Awesome. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out the Patreon for extra projects and downloads, and I will see you later.